Hi, everybody, and welcome to Capricorn Van Life. I am here today. I am Van. Just call me Van, y'all. I am Van, and I am here to talk about preparing mentally for van life, downsizing, getting a plan of what you're going to do to enter into van life. So, if you're like me, and you don't have the finances right now to purchase a vehicle, say for instance, you don't have a vehicle, you don't have a van, you don't have the van that you're going to live in, and you want to figure out how you're going to do this. That's the position I'm in. I want to enter into van life. I do not have a vehicle. I do not have any money to enter into van life right now. So I am about to plan and strategize my journey to van life, and I'm going to be sharing it with you guys. But so I have a tablet here, and I need to get one that's just solely dedicated to my van life journey. I think I have one, but I don't know what I did with it. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a list of the things that I need to start van life. And basically what you can do is, which I feel the biggest mistake that most people make is feeling that they need everything. They need to have everything perfect before they enter into van life. And that's just not like, I don't think that's very wise. So I want to make a list of the bare minimal things that I will need, that I know, because I'm a survivalist type of person. I don't have to have everything perfect, and I can still make it. So the basic things that I know that I need to enter into van life would, number one, be a van. I don't have that, so I need a van. What in your mind would be a budget for a van? So I'm going to set my budget right now. It might have to go lower, and you guys will probably say lower, because depending on how soon you want to enter van life is going to determine your budget. Now, if you have the money to go out and just buy whatever van you want, then you might be able to enter van life sooner. And your budget, you know what your budget is. If you can go out and purchase a vehicle tomorrow, if you have the credit where you can go buy a vehicle, then you can go do that. But right now, I don't have the money ready, and I don't want to refinance a vehicle, because I just came out of a refinance where I did a voluntary repo on, and I could, if I wanted to, I can go get a vehicle, I guess, tomorrow if I wanted to have a vehicle finance, but I don't want to go that route. So what would be my ideal budget for a vehicle would be like $20,000, something under $20,000. But I want to enter van life sooner than later, so you can start van life with a vehicle, and then upgrade later. So I'm gonna say my realistic budget right now would be $5,000 to $10,000, more towards the five in. So I'm setting my budget at $5,000 to $10,000. And if I had $5,000 today, I would probably just go find a vehicle that was within that price range, or wait a couple of months and see how much more money I could raise. So that's the first thing I know I'm going to need for van life, is a van. And for me, that is the only aspect that's really missing, because everything else, I have I haven't been to my storage in a little minute. Let's keep our fingers crossed, and hopefully no one has broken in and stolen these items that I'm about to mention, because I had a cargo trailer that someone stole a brand new cargo trailer that was fully loaded with all kind of stuff in it, and someone just drove away with it. So I have been a target of thieves before. So let's keep our fingers crossed. And I have right now, I have about 4 propane tanks. And when I get ready to enter van life, I will keep 2 of those tanks. So I will go ahead and sell 2 of those tanks. So I have a propane camp stove that I picked up at a flea market. So I have a stove already. I have some propane lights that I wouldn't suggest using inside of your van unless you are going to have proper ventilation. But you can definitely use them on the outside of the van to sit on the outside. So I do have some propane lights. Which is not necessary to start van life. But I'm making an assessment of things that I have already that I could use that I know I will not have to spend money on. I have a massage table, one of those massage table beds where they fold up like a table and unfold. I have one of those already. Folding, I'm just going to call it a folding bed. And that is not necessary, but that's something that I have already because I can just make it on a mattress on the floor. The folding bed is not something that I'm going to utilize for myself for a long term, but it will be something that I will definitely keep because when you go out to a campsite or wherever, you can pull that on the outside of the truck. You can go under a shade tree and just open it up and lay out. So I'm definitely going to keep that. I have a folding table that folds up just like the bed. So that's something I'm going to keep. And right here, you guys can't see it. I have this other little, it's like a TV tray. And I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to do a video one day to show you guys everything I'm going to keep from my current living situation to take me into van life. But I have this like a TV tray. It's plastic. I've never seen one like this before. And it has adjustable legs. So I'm going to keep my TV tray. You're going to need to figure out like your cooking arrangements because one thing about van life is that you need to make sure you are staying hydrated. You need to make sure that you're eating properly and getting a good amount of rest. So I'm definitely going to keep my pots and pans. And I think this assessment is very good to do from the beginning before you enter into van life. Don't feel overwhelmed with the fact that I want to enter into van life and I don't have anything to do it. Start taking that time to prepare yourself for van life mentally and physically. Take an assessment of the things that you have around you because I've heard several van lifers say, oh, I entered van life and I got rid of everything in my apartment. And at that time, I didn't consider that there were things that was in my apartment or in my home that I could have transitioned into van life and wouldn't have necessarily had to spend extra money. So look around your current living situation and find things that you could take in your van with you without spending extra money on a van. So I'm going to take my pots and my pans. Just looking around my situation. So the bigger issue that I have with entering van life for me. Everybody's situation is going to be different because, like I say, some people have the finances to go out and buy their vehicle right away. So the bigger issue for me right now that is keeping me from entering van life is a van. It's not none of this other stuff. This is stuff I have that I could take into a van tomorrow if I had a van. So the bigger issue for me is getting a van. So what is going to be my strategy, my goal, and my plan on securing a van? So number one, van. So the way that I think you can go about getting a van is, one, if you have a job, saving. Number two, if you have a family member or friend who you could ask for a loan. And number three, if you can start liquidating, if you know for sure that you want to enter into van life and you live by yourself, or you have a home, or you're a family, you have a partner, and y'all have accumulated things, start downsizing and seeing what it is that you are not going to what you're not going to transition into your van life, and what you can sell and get rid of and start having garage sales. So that's one thing that I'm going to do. I have things here and there. They probably don't amount up to a whole lot. I don't know how much money I can make off of them, but I'm going to start liquidating things that I know that I'm not going to take into van life with me, and I'm going to start selling those things, and at least seeing, like, can I come up with $500? Can I come up with $1,000? Can I come up with $2,000 or more? So the things that I am going to be doing is, number one, I'm going to ask, which I've already asked one person for a loan that I have borrowed money from before and paid them back, and I asked them for a loan and they said no. And the first option is on that is your strategy on asking a person for the loan. If you have a history with borrowing money from that person before and you have paid that person back and made good on it, try to ask that person for the maximum amount that you need. That should be your strategy. Ask them for the maximum amount that you need. And 9 times out of 10, depending on their resources, they are probably going to tell you no if that maximum amount is a lot. But I want to encourage you not to be discouraged because that person said no. Because your strategy should be ask them for the maximum amount first. They're going to tell you no. You're going to present your case to them again. They're going to say no again. You're going to present your case again. They're going to say no again. Let it sit and marinate. Then maybe a week later, come back and say, I know that you said no to my initial request for a loan of X, Y, and Z amount. Come back with a lower amount the next time and see if they budge. And if they do not budge, as a last resort, a couple of weeks later, come back with your rock bottom lowest budget. Say, for instance, my higher end of the budget is that I would like is $20,000. So I would go to this person if I knew that they had that kind of money to spare. I would go to this person and I would ask them for a $20,000 loan, which I did, and the person said no. I have borrowed from this person before up to $5,000 at a time on several occasions and paid them back. So I asked them for the $20,000 loan. They said no. I'm still working on them, and they said no again. So what I'm going to do in a couple of weeks, I'll come back and I'll ask them for a $10,000 loan. I will have the loan, and more than likely, that person is going to say no again. Just me speculating because I know the person really well. 9 times out of 10, they're going to tell me no again. I will work them after that, and then after they tell me no consistently at least 3 times on the $10,000, I will come back with my rock bottom budget that I know I could probably purchase some kind of a van with, and that will be $5,000. So I will ask that person again the third time, present my case again, cry a few tears, and let them know how much this means to me and that I really need their help, and see if they will budge on any amount. After I ask them for $5,000 and if they tell me no again, what I will do is go back to that person again, and I will say, is there any amount that you would be willing to loan me? And that way, that will let you know if that person's willing to help you at all. Because if there's any amount, 500, 1,000, 2,000, is there any amount that you could assist me with? So that is what I'm going to do. There is one other person that I am hesitant in asking for assistance. And with this particular person, I will not ask them for a loan. I will ask them to help me get a vehicle. And like if you have a family member that, not saying they owe you something, but you know that they would probably more than likely want to help you, just give you something, some kind of assistance. It doesn't have to be a loan. If you want to ask them for a loan, you can. But sometimes just coming right out and asking people, hey, I'm trying to buy a vehicle. Can you help me out with something? And so I have one other person that I am going to ask to assist me with purchasing a vehicle. I don't know if they will give me anything. Because I know this person will too, I am thinking that they're not going to help me with anything. But the thing about that is, you guys, if you think a person is going to say no, don't eliminate them from the process, because 9 times out of 10, they could surprise you and say yes, and something is better than nothing. Like, say for instance, if I ask the person for $1,000 or $2,000 and they say, no, I'm not giving you nothing. And then they turn around and say, here's $500. Well, $500 is more than nothing. And $500 paired with having a couple of garage sales and getting rid of big ticket items that you're not going to need, that you know you're not going to need. Like, I'm looking around me right now and I'm looking at things that I would love to take with me to van life, but that I'm not going to be able to take with me. For instance, this table that I'm sitting at is an antique table. It's what they call a card table. And so yeah, you guys, this table that I'm sitting at, I absolutely 100% positively love this table. I actually would never want to get rid of this table, but it's something that I would have to do if I want to enter into van life. And this table could probably bring me a pretty penny, because it's an antique table, it's a card table, it's a swivel 360-degree chairs, which are very unique and different, and it's sort of on a saloon style. Now, this antique table can bring me anywhere from $500 to however cheap I want to go. I could even probably get $1,000 for this table. So this is going to be something that I'm probably going to put on Craigslist, and I probably will start at $500 to see how much I can get for it. So definitely adding up different things. I'm looking at a chair that I could probably sell for $20 or $30. I have some more tables and chairs and just things that I'm not going to take with me. And so And another thing, like if you ask a person to borrow money and they say no, look at other ways that that person can be useful to you. Like, for instance, I don't have a vehicle, and the person that I am asking to make a loan to me who has said no so far and may say no to my future requests, then I could ask them, hey, I don't have a car. I want to go to the flea market this weekend. Can you assist me since you won't can't since you're not able to loan me any money? Can you assist me in taking stuff to a flea market? Another way is, say for instance, I live in an apartment. Going to your apartment manager and letting them know, you might not want to let them know you want to move, because like I said, I don't know how long it's going to take me to be able to get a van. It might take 2 months, 3 months, 6 months to a year. I'm really giving myself at least a year as a goal maximum. I would love to do it sooner, but I'm saying, okay, give myself a year. So I might want to go to my apartment complex and say, I have a few items in my apartment that I want to sell. Is it okay if I bring those items outside and have a mini garage sale? They may say no. They're probably going to say no, more than likely. But then another thing you can do is make a little flyer, take a picture of the items that you have for sale, put them by the mailbox area. Get one of those app phone numbers to your phone and use that number where nobody will have your real personal number. Use that number and let people call you if they're interested in any other items. So that will be a way, if you're living in an apartment, to sell some of the items, and definitely you can put them on Craigslist or whatever. So that's just, I'm looking around. I have some lamps here that I know I'm not going to be able to take. Just all that stuff, those pennies, even though you might say, I don't have enough money to afford a van, but the stuff that you have from clothes, there are going to be things that you're going to have to get rid of in order to go into van life. Well, number one, you have too many clothes, you have too much furniture, you're not going to need all the dishes, you have too many pots and pans, you have appliances, you have stuff that you are going to need to get rid of. It doesn't make sense to donate that stuff unless you just have enough money to go out and buy everything that you need. But if you do not have the money to go out and buy what you need, then it doesn't make sense to donate that stuff when you can have a garage sale and sell it. Or ask some of your family and friends who maybe have been looking at some of your things and saying, oh, I would love to have that. When you get ready to downsize, ask them, is there anything in my house that you would like to purchase, because I'm starting to sell this stuff? Ask them. Ask them. There is no harm in asking people, and there is no harm in people telling you no. Like, I would not take it to offense. Ask them. You never know which one of your friends have been in your house eyeballing stuff and saying, I would love to have that. Get it at a discounted price. They helping you, you helping them, you giving them something that you were going to get rid of anyway. So you guys, that is going to be like my episode today of transitioning into van life. If there's anything that you want me to share with you to show you this process that I am going to do to downsize, let me know. I think my next video, I'm going to go around my apartment, and right now it's not clean and I don't care. And I'm just gonna show you guys, what would I like to take from my conventional home to van life, to transition with me, that y'all, like I'm saying, the only thing that's really keeping me from entering van life is a van. Like, I would totally furnish my van with stuff that I have in my apartment already and move in one day. Because, baby, like y'all just don't know. So anyway, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to show you guys things that I would love to transition. And one thing about my van life, like, you can use this opportunity too. Don't use this time of not having what you need to enter into van life. Don't just let this time pass away without making use of it. Make use of it in researching the type of vehicles that you would want. What if you did have the money? Make use of it by saying, what would my aesthetic be? What would I want the inside of my van to be like? And for me, I would want my van to look very modern. I would want my van to still look homely. I would still want my van to have my taste to it. And so I don't like the cookie cutter mold for van life. I would want it to be fresh, crisp, and clean, and not dark, light, and airy. So I would actually transition out, and I want it to look like a home. I don't want it to look like a car, the inside of a vehicle or the inside of a van. So I would actually transition a lot of the pieces that I have now, one, to conserve money, and just because I would like it to still look like a home and not a van. So yeah, I'm going to do that video and just come up with all the things that I know that I am going to transition into my van life. So again, you guys, I don't know if I said this already. I probably did. I sound like a broken record. Give the video a thumbs up. Leave your comments below. Press the subscribe button and a notification bell so the next time I post a video, you will be notified. And thank you guys so much for following me on this journey, and I appreciate you guys so much. Bye now. Thanks for watching.